Now on CoastTV News.
Rental restrictions in Ocean City and why some neighbors say tonight's council meeting could be a turning point.
Millsboro moratorium, how tonight's town council meeting could start the process for a pause on building.
Looks like our forecasting maps are lighting up like the 4th of July for Tuesday around lunchtime. I'll explain what this means to you.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf joining you live from Rehoboth Beach ahead of the hometown Christmas parade. We'll have live coverage for you in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Maddie, and we will check back in just a bit. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Now let's get to the news of the day.
In Ocean City, the battle over short-term rental regulations is back in front of the mayor and council tonight. Members are set to vote on whether to extend a pause on new licenses in some single-family neighborhoods. And here's what both sides say this could mean. For months, Ocean City has been debating how far to go when it comes to regulating short-term rentals in single-family and mobile home neighborhoods. Tonight, both sides are looking to get a clear answer on what the future of these neighborhoods will look like, despite a referendum back in July when people in Ocean City voted against short-term rental limits.
They already surveyed the public. The public said they didn't want more rental restrictions, and that should stand.
At a work session last week, staff laid out a few options, including longer minimum stays, limiting how many properties can be used as short-term rentals, and tighter occupancy and enforcement rules just for these low-density areas.
It's a controversial topic all up and down, all across the country, especially in resort areas like ours. So it's messy. There's very strong opinions. It may take a little while, but I'm confident, as we have with everything else that we've done in the town of Ocean City, that we'll come up with a reasonable solution that at least partially satisfies both sides.
But Airbnb is also pushing back, calling the moratorium a ban on new licenses and warning that stricter limits could continue a trend of less tourism in Ocean City.
The city went too far with the restrictions, and it's time to really come to the table and figure out how we can all move forward and really think about how we turn around the declining tourism in Ocean City.
Town leaders say the goal is to balance those economic concerns with complaints from neighbors about noise, parking, and the feel of single-family blocks. They argue the moratorium gives them time to work out those issues. And again, tonight's agenda calls for a final vote on extending that moratorium.
In Millsboro, the town council can make a decision tonight that would start the process of potentially putting a pause on building in the town. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Millsboro. Brandon, tonight's decision is to schedule a public hearing, not the moratorium itself.
Charlie, the town council here in Millsboro has been pro-growth for years. In 2017, they even slashed a building impact fee tax by more than 80% to encourage developers to build here in Millsboro. Now, just 7 years later, the town council could be going the exact opposite direction. Councilmember Marty Presley introduced this potential pause on building. He says the moratorium would give the town some time to look at new zoning regulations and any new statewide affordable housing regulations that could apply to Millsboro.
Every time you turn around, there's new section opening up, for new homes, and, so stop for a while and see what happens.
Again, this is a vote just to schedule a January 5th public hearing on the moratorium, not a vote on the moratorium itself. And that meeting is taking place behind me at 7 p.m. tonight. Live in Millsboro, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what should trigger a building moratorium.
Let's see what you guys think and pull up the results here. Pretty mixed. 47% say traffic studies, 13% think school crowding, and 40% say public feedback.
And if you want to go vote, you can do that. It's easy to do. Just go to coasttv.com or use our handy mobile app. Now we're taking a live look into Laurel right here. It looks nice out there. I don't know that it feels nice as well, though, as we check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams.
Well, you know, there's that old phrase, looks can be deceiving. It's deceptively chilly right now because we're actually getting the temperatures dropping rapidly, especially now that the sun is going down. We'll take a look at that in a moment. First of all, in Lewis, we're holding at 41 degrees, but I wouldn't call it 41 warm degrees, 41 kind of cutting degrees. And then we're going to cut our way down to 36 by 9 o'clock under mostly clear skies. And here's the deception. Now that the sun's gone down, we're 13 degrees cooler in Ocean City than we were just 24 hours ago, just as an example of that pocket of cold air. And we have winds picking up momentum. We have small craft advisories active, at least 25-mile-per-hour winds around the entire area. But the real big story, and you're hearing about it, on social media as well as national news, winter weather advisories now covering the entire Northeast, and we're bracing for a nor'easter that's going to affect folks well to our north. We're going to be on the bottom half of this thing. It's going to be mainly rain for us, but overall, we're watching out for this rain to kick in by Tuesday morning, particularly around lunchtime, which is what it's going to look like. More on your full forecast in a moment. Till then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. In traffic news, Steiner Road between Lewis-Georgetown Highway and Hollis Road, that's going to be closed for more than 6 weeks, and it starts today as DelDOT begins a roadway reconstruction project. They say the work is expected to continue through Friday, January 16th, 2026. That's weather permitting. There will be detours in place for drivers.
Delaware lawmakers are again moving forward with hearings regarding the controversial property reassessments. The next one will be held tomorrow, December 2nd at 9:30 a.m. at Legislative Hall, and the hearings were put on hold because of a lawsuit related to a bill that allowed Newcastle County districts to reset their tax rates. There are 2 more hearings, including the one tomorrow.
President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, heading to Moscow, where he will meet Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday.
As NBC's Keir Simmons reports, Ukraine and its European allies have been pushing Washington to revise a proposed U.S. peace plan that initially endorsed Russia's main demands, that being Ukraine give up more territories as part of the peace deal.
A good chance for a peace deal. That's how President Trump describes talks to end the war in Ukraine after a weekend meeting with Ukrainian negotiators to forge a path to peace. Now attention turns to Moscow, where U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We speak equally with both sides. We've put points on paper. Those points have been very much refined. We do feel quite good, and we're hopeful that this war can finally come to an end.
Ahead of Witkoff's meeting with Putin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky rallied support with European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron. Zelensky saying some key issues still need to be worked out, such as security guarantees and territories, with Russia wanting more land than it has captured. Zelensky writing on social media that any peace must be truly durable. But he also said the peace plan is better after the talks this weekend. The president's original deal appeared to favor Russia. Even some lawmakers in his own party criticized it.
You can't be America first and pro-Russia because Russia is a self-declared adversary of the United States.
Despite the Trump administration's efforts to end the fighting, Russia continues to bombard Ukraine, as NBC's Richard Ingalls saw firsthand.
Russian attacks continue in an unrelenting way. There were Russian attacks over the weekend, killing at least 1 person in an apartment complex near Kyiv.
Despite the ongoing violence and issues to work out, the president saying he is optimistic that both countries want peace.
I think Russia would like to see it end, and I know Ukraine would like to see it end.
European leaders, though, don't seem to share that optimism. The European Union's foreign affairs chief says Ukraine must be as strong as possible because, quote, it's clear Russia does not want peace. Yami Shalsendor, NBC News, Washington.
The rising price tag in Wicomico County for a new elementary school, and what state funding has to do with that.
After Tuesday's rain, this is expected. And what is this? 15 for the wind chill. Oh my goodness.
But first, you're looking at the Rehoboth Beach Christmas Parade from past years. Now the countdown is on. What time it begins tonight? The live coverage up next.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
It's a holiday tradition, the Rehoboth Volunteer Fire Company's hometown Christmas parade.
Coast TV's Madeline Overturf is the MC again. Maddie, a big event for the nation's summer capital.
Charlie, Christina, this event really kicks off Christmas here in Rehoboth Beach. You're going to see over 120 entries in this hometown Christmas parade that's been here for decades, and it is put on by the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company. That's why I'm actually standing next to an ambulance that is full of toys. Stuff a Truck is the campaign, because the hometown Christmas parade, it's not just about watching some awesome floats and celebrating Christmas. It's all about giving back to the community. The fire department is collecting toys for tots. I got Minnie Mouse right here, lots of other ones, but still lots more space to fill up this ambulance tonight. If you come down, please bring a toy for a child, or you know what? If you don't have any toys, you can fill up this boot with cold, hard cash. I did see Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus earlier. They are actually in the parade. You are going to see them tonight. And Santa said everybody makes it on the nice list if you bring a donation here to help the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company help children in our local community here. So the parade kicks off at 6:30. It is always such a blast. Please come on out and join us, and we'll give you some more live coverage in just a little bit.
Thank you, Maddie. And coming up next, Paul Williams is in the Coast TV First Alert Weather Center with your full forecast after this.
Well, the forecast is about to take several twists and turns, so please jump on board. Let's go ahead and ride through this information. Ocean view, 39 degrees with winds calm, and we're going to drop to 35 with mostly clear skies, but the clouds are going to start to roll in here pretty quickly. Temperatures right now, we're at 39 in Long Neck, 38 in Milton, Millsboro, 39 in Del Mar, and 39 right now, Gumboro. But we are cooler. In fact, ask the folks living in and around Ocean City, and they feel a big difference from 24 hours ago. 13 degrees cooler now than we were 24 hours ago. Then you add in the winds continuing to whip it up for us. We're looking at small craft advisory active for Ocean City and all other coastlines. On this side of the Delmarva Peninsula, 25 mile per hour winds. But over towards Cambridge, we have a gale wind warning, 45 mile per hour winds. And there's a reason for that. They are closer to the real storm that's rolling through. We're going to have our fair share of rain, but there's a real storm cranking up for the Northeast, and we're like, whew, just out of the purview of that storm. I'll show you in a moment. Winter weather advisory is actually in effect, and we have some folks that are going to be traveling up to York. Yeah, if you're going up to York, yeah, you're going to run right on into all of that wonderful weather. Now, tonight we're cloudy. Tomorrow for us, we're mainly rainy. We're still at a yellow alert day because we're looking at winds accelerating big time and perhaps more than an inch of rain. It starts as early as 6:30 in the morning. First, it starts off moderate. Then it kicks in right around lunchtime with some heavy showers expected. I don't expect this to turn severe, but I do expect for it to become something of a nuisance and a problem with visibility, particularly around lunchtime. Then it carries out of the way pretty quickly by 5 o'clock, and then we're clear for much cooler weather. For the coast, we're looking at temperatures mainly in the 50s, winds pushing out of the southeast, so that's a warmer wind, between 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, and we're staying cloudy in most locations. The amount of rain is interesting. We're looking at a slice right here from Selbyville, Long Neck, Dewey Beach, Rehoboth Beach, 1.5 inches or more. Other areas, about 1.25 inches up to about 1.5 inches. So we're going to have a decent soaking for everybody gets in on the rain party. And even more specific projections, our Ocean City projection, for example, it goes all the way up to like almost 2 inches of rain there. So we'll wait and see how that happens. And then look at these, the cold steps in. Thursday, it feels like 25. Friday, it's going to feel like 15 degrees. And then by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, we'll have another round of rain that'll push through, but it should be just rain by then. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, it just stays cold all week long. Watching out for that yellow alert day for Tuesday because of all that wind and all that rain.
Thank you, Paul. A financial snag that could impact a major project in Wicomico County. The state of Maryland struggling to hold up its end of the bargain to pay for the construction of a new Fruitland primary school. Wicomico County has been tasked with making up the difference for construction to stay on schedule. The county needs to pay an additional $15 million that the county will be reimbursed for.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6:30, a replay of the Y-High Winters Mill High School football playoff game, and then you can catch the final score at 10:30. And over on DSN Plus, along with the Y-High game at 6 p.m., you can watch the Salisbury School take on Greenwood Mennonite School in basketball.
And next, gas prices hit their lowest average in 4 years. What's behind the drop? Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
We're back now with good news. Many Americans are paying less to fill up the tank. The national average for a gallon of gas was $2.99 as of November 29th, according to Gas Buddy's online tracker. That is the lowest the average has been in 4 years. Officials at Gas Buddy, they say all 50 states saw a drop over the past week, which they say is a rarity. Among the factors causing the overall decline, lower crude oil costs, record oil production in the U.S., and improvements made to refinery outputs.
Getting a smartphone at a younger age might put children at a higher risk of health complications. That's the finding of a new study published in the journal Pediatrics Monday. It looks at more than 10,000 12-year-olds. The study indicates kids who get phones at a young age are more likely to face obesity, depression, and insufficient sleep. A lot of experts suggest parents hold off on giving their children phones until they're older.
This year's Bless Our Children campaign is in full swing, but as you can see, we need your help to fill out this tree with cards and donations. We're raising money to make sure that every child has that special present to open during this Christmas time. And the card and donation we received this time that I'm going to tell you about got an adorable dog with a Santa hat. This is actually a special card because we do not know who sent it, but they did want to make their donation in honor of Billo Hickman of Oceanview. So we will put this card to honor Billo on our tree. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation in a holiday card, and we may just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can donate online at blessourchildren.org.
And we have already raised almost $154,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Again, thank you to all who have donated.
And with the holiday season here, that means the return of our holiday house. This is where people can submit pictures or videos of their holiday decorations, and we'll show them here during our newscasts.
This picture shows a lit up front yard. It's a good one too, and a driveway from Irving and Chanita Ballard of Fruitland. Just love what we're seeing here. It looks like a lot of effort went into this one, guys. Thank you again for sending those in. To start sending in your pictures, head to our website, coasttv.com/holidayhouse. Coast TV News at 5. We'll be right back. Just a little further to go here, but let's check back in with Coast TV News anchor Madeline Overturf, who's got more time. They're live in Rehoboth Beach.
Maddie, the parade, it's about to get started soon.
Christina and Charlie, you can hear behind me the sound of Christmas music playing. You can see behind me lights glittering up the avenue. And we just saw people come in to sit down. The parade starts at 6:30 p.m. Over 120 entries here. The Hometown Christmas Parade. You'll have everything from local organizations, fire trucks, of course. This is put on by the fire company. Some pretty cool hot rods. A lot to see at this parade, and really just to kick off the holiday season here at the nation's summer capital. And again, if you didn't remember what I said last time, don't worry, I got you. Bring a toy or cash for the Toys for Tots campaign that the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company puts on as part of this parade. So it's not just about enjoying the parade, though that's fantastic. It's about giving back to the community as well. And this firehouse right behind me here is going to be open with Santa Claus after the parade. So join us here at 6:30 p.m. We'll check back in with you guys at 6, but for now, back to you.
Pretty awesome, Maddie. Go out there and support that. By the way, in Dover right now, we're going to have temperatures falling into the 30s. Now, we do have an active small craft advisory on the Atlantic side, and we have gale wind warning near Cambridge. Other than that, we're looking pretty clear. Our umbrella giveaway winner, Jenny of Harbison. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling the number, and sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We are expecting rain and wind for tomorrow. It's a yellow alert day. Then after that, the cold steps in and it stays in, and it goes nowhere.
Sticking right here. Going to be right here.
Staying right here, right next to Christina.
Ugh.
We're gonna get the hats out, the gloves out, the coats out, the whole deal.
It's mittens. That time.
Mittens.
All right.
I like gloves more. I like fingers can
We should
move.
do a survey. Do you prefer mittens or gloves?
That
Okay,
could
that's
be a
our
good.
next
That could be
poll.
a good, great debate. We're
My first survey.
All right.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.